Hello, everybody. Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, depending on which part of the world or the country you are joining us from. My name is Fernanda González and my colleague Cyntia Saucedo. We're here to talk to you about a recent study that we conducted in the northeastern state of Tamaulipas in Mexico. And the study had the title of the usefulness of the teaching knowledge test and its preparation course, a case study of test candidates in Tamaulipas. So what we aimed to do was to understand how the strategies and the content shared throughout this TKT preparation course, how it helped the TKT candidates and the usefulness that this certification had for the participants of the study. So Cyntia will go through the methodology, the specific research questions that the study aimed to answer. She will then describe what the results are and what was found from each of the candidates that participated in this study. And finally, she will provide some insight into what conclusions can be drawn from the data found in this study and the possible implications that these results may have. So I will pass on my microphone to Cyntia. Thank you so much for joining us. And Cyntia, you're on.
Thank you. Hello, everyone. Okay, as Professor Fernanda was saying, we decided to explore perspectives because it gives us an idea of how useful was the TKT preparation course. And well, the study includes about contents, strategies, and activities. To achieve the purpose of this study, this study was guided by these 3 research questions, which are: what are participants' expectations regarding strategies and approaches? This during the TKT preparation course. The second question was, which is the perception of the test candidates of the TKT preparation course? And the last one was, which is the perception of test candidates of the TKT certification? Well, for the methodology, we decided to use qualitative methodology because it was going to help us to give us a deeper understanding of the experiences that the TKT candidates have during the course and during the test. We also decided to use a multiple case study. This study includes 3 participants, and we wanted to explore the 3 different perspectives that they have. And about the context, this study took place in a language institute here in Victoria, in Mexico. This institute provides English classes, French classes, and also courses for certification, such as FCE, TOEFL, and well, the TKT. As I mentioned before, this study was conducted with 3 participants, which age range was from 20 to 40 years old. All participants expected to have the proper preparation to become well-prepared English teachers, but they had different English levels and different backgrounds, which we consider, well, at the end, we will know that it had an effect on the experience. For the data collection instrumentation, we used 3 different interviews that were applied at the beginning, after finishing the course, and at the end of the course. All these 3 interviews had different purposes. The first one was to know the expectations that they have for the course. The second one like if their expectations were met, and at the end of the TKT, if they consider that the course was helpful for them and all that the experience include help them somehow to become better prepared English teachers. And well, for the collections, we just had to do a consent letter for the principal. We get to know the participants, and finally we apply the interview. For the data analysis, we use an open code, and the process was just listening at the tapes, transcribe, translate, because they decided to do the interview in Spanish. They felt more comfortable in their first language, so that's why we have to translate, then make codes, and finally create some categories. Here. Well, we separate the results. The first participant was Valentina. We use pseudonyms. I think that's the name. Yeah, for them, she's Valentina. At the beginning, the first interview, Valentina mentioned that she expected from this experience to improve her language skills more than to practice their teaching abilities. At the end of the course, she mentioned that once they have finished the course, she considered that they needed more experience, but in front of the classroom, that they have to present micro teaching so they can improve. It can be like a better experience and complete development for them. And finally, she says that when she finishes the course and presents the TKT, she says that she feels ready, but she knows that she has to keep preparing herself, but not regarding teaching abilities, but to language abilities. She wants to take also to improve her language skills. The second participant was Jorge. He mentioned that he had never had experience on the teaching field, so he was just expect as Valentina to learn more about the language and practice. As you can see here, he mentioned that he thought he was going to learn vocabulary and grammar rules, which is something totally different from what the TKT offers. At the end of the course, he mentioned that the course did not prepare him to teach, but to improve his language. What else? And after presenting the TKT, he also considers taking other certifications about language so he can improve more and be ready for more teaching certificates. He mentioned that as he is not an English teacher, he first of all needs to know more about the language so he can take advantage of the teaching certifications. And the last participant is Maria. She used to be nurse assistant in the US, but she came back to Mexico because she wants to be an English teacher. She said that she expected to work with her teacher with different exercise and have group work. As she mentioned, she expects to be more activities in which she could participate and the teacher could give them feedback. At the end of the course, she mentioned that the TKT is crucial for those who wants to teach, because even though it doesn't prepare them to be like well-prepared English teachers, it is a step closer. And finally, after presenting the TKT, she considered a teacher have to be prepared and take into account different points of view. So she said that the TKT is not enough to just go and teach. She says that if you want to be a better prepared English teacher, You just have to take more courses than the TKT. And finally, these are the general results. Participants use the TKT as a space to practice and improve their English language abilities. They consider that they have to be more practice rather than theory. And the three mentioned that the course did not prepare them to be teachers because of the lack of practice, but the certification made them realize the importance of the language proficiency. As finally, they mentioned that this certification motivated them to keep learning. Now that they had this experience, they know their strengths and their weakness, so they want to improve in both aspects, teaching and language proficiency. And in conclusions, they mentioned that the TKT is crucial to teach, that it is very important for them to have teaching practice in real settings, and this opportunity helps them to update their skills and knowledge. They mentioned that listening and sharing experiences with others provide them opportunities to enrich their knowledge, and finally, this experience gave them inspiration to work more and obtain other certifications.
Okay, so as we can see, the study had very interesting results, especially because the teachers felt and that participated felt that they wanted to do more for their professional development. Participating in this TKT course allowed them to view that they needed to do more to become better professional teachers. I think it's important to raise awareness of the importance of test candidates understanding and being aware of what they are going to do, because they expected the TKT course to teach them how to improve their English. So they were not aware that it was a teaching certification, not a language course. So I believe that with this we wrap up our poster presentation. Thank you so much for joining us today. As you can see, our emails are there in case you have any comments or doubts. We would be very happy to share them with you. Thank you for joining and have a good conference.
Thank you.
Thank you.